Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
This your song?
It is.
Hey.
We know you grooving too.
Yeah. We have to start it off slow this week. But we are going to get crunk.
Yes.
Because this episode was bomb. Welcome,
yes.
welcome. Hey. Yeah. Welcome to another great after show of Bring It. I am so glad to be back. Robin and I took a 2-week break, but we are back in order and in unison and peace. So here we are. Thank you, Jesse, so much for filling in for us last week. I know the fans are going in on you a little bit, but that's okay. It happens. I know you're a veteran, so it's okay. Thank you for joining us again, like I said, for another episode of Bring It. This is Captain Down, Season 2, Episode 9.
Yeah.
So this week, the girls are going to Atlanta again. They are going to a competition called the ATL Bomb Squad Buck Off.
Yeah.
And they are battling 3 different teams. I know. I was like,
I know.
I was like, these girls are about to bring, it's a buck off.
Yes. You know what you're getting into when you hear that name.
Right. So the girls are battling LCDC Dance Center, the Dazzling Divas of Macon, Georgia, and the Pearls of Perfection. So the Dazzling Divas are their main competition. They beat them last time.
Yes.
And ever since then, the girls have been undefeated.
Yep.
So they feel like, this time we've been basically practicing to beat the Dancing Dolls, which is very funny because it's really funny to think about, like, a team is sole purpose is only to beat you.
Yeah, but then when you think about it, it's like, I can only imagine if I were in the Dazzling Divas and my confidence is now built up. I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Now I get to see you again. Oh, guess what we've been up to? We've been winning. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
We've been
I can
winning.
only imagine what they were thinking.
Right. Which is good for them. Their coach, Isis, has a lot of confidence.
Yes.
And she's trying
As
to
she
reassure us that they're going to bring it, and that they did a lot of research, like Miss Diana said.
Yep.
They've been online patrolling like a lot of you do. They have been doing a lot of research, probably sitting in the stands and watching.
Yes.
Which is fine, whatever. So we get into the episode. Miss D changes it a little bit more. And she says, this week we're deciding that I have a vision in my head. I want to do this creative dance, but instead of it normally being the whole squad and the pom-poms and the babies and the men coming out and the cars and the everything and the explosion, I'm going to do the 5 strongest girls that can prove to me right now that they got it.
Let me tell you something, Miss Diana. I think this was one of your smartest moves that you have made this season, probably, and last season combined, because we haven't seen anything like her, this decision before.
Yes.
I think because actually one of my complaints that you've heard me say is that everybody is out there and it just gets so kind of crowded and rowdy.
You
and
don't know
you
where
can't
to follow.
Yeah, it's just so much sometimes. So I love that she did this, and this was actually one of my favorite dances. So
And on top,
give it up to you, Miss Diana.
right? Hey, and on top of it, it was really good to see other girls on the team. A lot of them we never got to see. And I saw last week too, I noticed that they brought out more girls that I weren't familiar with that were doing the creative dance or that were in stance. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
you see them in the practice in the center at the dollhouse, but you don't see them do it there.
In competition.
Yeah, in competition. So it's like, okay, great. We finally get to see and hear other girls' names other
Yeah.
than Kayla, other than Sanjay, other
Yes.
than Tamia.
Because here's the other thing, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's only fair, really. I mean, I understand that this is a television show, and I understand that, you know, they probably have their best personalities who they've cast,
right.
you know, to be at the forefront. But this is still a part of a dance team,
right?
You know, so I think that it's only fair that the girls get some of the other girls get shine as well.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah,
because hi, message.
Yeah, hello.
So I totally feel the same way. It is a team, and like you said, there's no I in team. There's
right.
no one or top 5 girls. Like you said, they have casted them. They are on the show. A lot of it is all their competitions are being televised now. And so I just think that as a young girl who's, you know, you're not an adult, you're still trying to figure out yourself and your confidence and stuff like that. And if you're giving your all every single week, and just because these girls got casted,
yes.
you can't be in the forefront, or you can't
right.
be one of the main leaders, or, you know, you may be better than Sanjay. There probably were girls better than Sanjay, but last year was all about, oh my gosh, can Sanjay make stands? Is Sanjay gonna make it?
Like it's all about her mom's personality and her dad's personality. Yes. Have you ever gone to any sort of competition, whether it's like cheerleading or dance or drill team or something like that? And for me, let me just, you know, use myself as an example. If I go and I see a number of girls automatically go onto the floor, I look and my eye automatically goes to like one specific girl. Yes. Maybe 2, but there's always one girl.
Yep.
The problem is that these other girls aren't given the opportunity. Like you said, there could be some that, you know, in our opinion or someone else's opinion is better than Sanjay or, you know, Kayla or whomever, but they're not given that opportunity for the world to see, you know, like you said, because they're all televised. So it's strictly going off of Miss Diana and what she thinks. You know what I mean? But I'm like, give these girls some shine. And Lifetime. Exactly. So
it is kind of unfortunate, because if you think of any other sport, they're all televised as well. It's not a reality show,
right?
Kind of, when they get a little crazy. Don't be messing with my Kobe now.
Shout out,
right?
Kobe.
But yeah. So I just feel like they are televised. This is televised. It's not this is reality. That's the only thing, because a lot of times we see Kobe will sit on the bench some games,
right?
Not injured. He may not start, or he may, you know, and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, but it's Kobe. But it's like, hey, there's other players on the team, and everyone fits in a certain part for a certain time. Yeah. So I guess this week, Miss Diana felt that these 5 girls proved to her that day that they were going to be able to make stands for one reason or the other. Yeah. So Miss Diana decided to choose Cameron, Christiana, Michaela, Canary, and Micaiah, which I'm really excited for Cameron to be. It's kind of like she's leading it because she's the co-captain. Yeah. And so I think that built up her confidence, as well as a lot of pressure on her this week with possibly taking Kayla's spot because of her hamstring being pulled. Yes. And so it was just really cool to see Cameron. How do you feel like Cameron could be a leader or a main captain?
I think that she just needs a little bit more like behind her and a little bit more umph. But I really do think that she has the talent, you know, to if given the opportunity, I think she could. Right. So. Okay. Yeah. I kind of feel like I love Cameron. I love her mom. I know they're very dedicated to the team. I love Cameron's style of dance. For some reason, I just feel like it's a little too soft, and it's pretty. It's like something like it's like a butterfly. You look at it and it never gets old. They're always beautiful. Maybe that's what I like about her style. Yeah, and it's perfect. But I think in this style of dance that they do, she gets every dance right. She's on point. She's on count. She's doing everything so pretty, so perfect. But it's not boom boom enough. No, it's not boom boom. And we need the boom boom. Yeah. And Tamia brings the boom boom. And which is funny is she is not like within their core cast. She's kind of like the subcast. Yeah. But she is amazing. Yeah. So that goes to our point where we say, hey, you know what? There's people that are in the background that are just so awesome. Yeah. That my eye immediately always goes to her. For some reason, my eye doesn't go to Kayla. I do love Kayla. Right. Yes. And I do love Sanjay, and I do love Cameron, and I do love all the other girls.
but my eye always goes to Tamia. She kills it every single time. That's why this week I was like, you can't do the, what was it called? The walkover.
Oh, okay,
the
right.
walkover
Yes.
move. That is why Sanjay and Tamia didn't get chosen, is because they couldn't do the walkover move.
Yeah. Do you think it's
my phone is just talking this week. We have the third.
the phone
cast
wants to be
member.
a part?
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry
can't be mad.
about that. Right. I'm like, who is that man?
It's all right.
What were you gonna say? Do I think what?
So do you think that, well, I'm not quite sure what I was going to say, do you think that maybe there's some ulterior motives there that Miss Diana has? Well, to not necessarily put Sanjay a part of the creative dance and maybe give, like we're saying, give other people some shine? Do you think that she has to find a reason? That's what I'm saying, that ulterior motive.
I think, honestly, she went with how she felt that moment. Because it was in her mind, and I think she's like was trying something new. You know, when you try something new and the thing is in your mind, you're like, this is how it's gonna go perfectly. I think when she saw those girls get up there and do their formations, they did it exactly to what she had in her head.
Gotcha.
She didn't, like she says, she doesn't have time to teach Sanjay or time to teach Tamia the walkover. It's something that's very simple, but it is a gymnastic move. That can be hard or nerve-wracking because in your head you stumble, like you do an extra step, like unconsciously. But they know how to do it. It's just their body is just kind of
and then like you said, Miss Diana's point is, I just don't have the time to be sitting up here teaching you. Let's real quick talk about Miss Selena.
Yes,
she is back in the game.
Here we go. Yes.
And okay, Miss Selena is she is on a whole nother, I don't know, she's on a trip this episode. What I don't like, because I know she was really trying to go hard for Sanjay. Let me tell you what I don't like. It's kind of like when you have an album, like when you're an artist, right? And you put out your last album and your last album was amazing, but you can't literally bank on people based on what they did in the past. They have to continuously prove themselves. And that's what this situation is with the Dancing Dolls, right?
Right.
So Selena's like, Sanjay's been working hard. She deserves to be in that box, but that's not necessarily saying that she's the strongest at this dance. So I think that she was coming at Miss Diana a little bit too hard. I'm like, fall back. That's definitely not your place.
Totally.
Once again, we could argue production.
Right.
Hey, whatever. They got to have their scenes, but I'm just saying, like, fall back. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree. I feel like it's very disrespectful, and not everyone is good at everything. And you know who really put that in perspective to me was Tina, Kayla's mom. She says, Miss Diana is a dancer. She's not gonna not let another dancer get up there and do what she is there to do.
Yeah.
That's what Sanjay is training to do. If she doesn't get it, it's okay. Maybe next week. Maybe this is just not her style of dance. Just like Cameron, we were just mentioning. She's very soft. Sometimes when it comes to bucking, she has to bring more outside of herself. This week, not unfortunately, fortunately, let someone else get the shine. I do understand that Sanjay's a senior. She has a lot on her plate. Maybe this week God is trying to say, hey, she needs to take a little break because she's stressed out.
Yeah.
And then as a mom, you're putting a lot of pressure on your child who you do know is a senior, who's going on all these college tours, who is changing as a woman, who is going outside of her comfort zone from high school to becoming an adult. Like, what am I doing? I have so many decisions to make. And then you're over here screaming because I didn't get one creative dance that really wasn't that big deal not to get, because the competition team we saw later on wasn't even in the creative dance. Right. The main team. Yeah. So it was kind of like, let it go.
And then, I mean, I think that what else she's teaching her is basically that in life, you have to get everything. Right. If you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a part of a team, it doesn't matter about the team. You have to get everything.
And she even mentioned, she made a comment saying, so what? Sanjay can do anything. Like, so we got she's starting to do stand battle now. So what about stand battle? Like, you're seeming ungrateful because last year you were so gung-ho. Sanjay needs to get stands. Sanjay needs to get stands. And I get it. You're a parent and you want your child to do everything. But you have to understand too, like we said before, it's a team. And sometimes as a team, that's not what's best for the team.
Exactly.
Just like in a marriage, if you make a decision outside of your husband, that may not be best for the both of you. It may hurt both of you in the end. And so we don't want the team to come around and then everyone's looking at Sanjay like, Sanjay, you didn't do the walkover.
Yeah, and I really don't know if it's the bug, huh? That fly is going to, sorry y'all, it's the fly.
It's spring.
The fly wants to be a part of the show too.
Right.
Okay, so the thing that I don't necessarily like is that, and I love these moms. I don't want to sound like I'm always knocking the moms or anything like that. And it could be a down south. We talked about this before too, like a cultural type of thing. But I just want to know that they are teaching their children to be well-rounded, and they go so hard for their children and for their girls. And I could understand that. Again, I'm a mom. By now, you guys all know that I'm a mom. But it's like you love your child and you want the best for your child, but teach your children at the same time to be very well-rounded, to step back sometimes when, and it's okay. You know, that part is okay. And then step forward when, like, no, you think you got this? Okay, give it a little bit more, but don't always necessarily be so aggressive about it. And teach them, you know, respect, you know, because they're totally not respecting Miss Diana. You know what I mean? Teach the you know that
the dynamics.
So I mean, that's just one thing. If I could just give a shout out to the moms real quick, I love you ladies, but just teach them to be a little bit more well-rounded
in every aspect. And you know, what better way to learn but to lead by example.
Exactly.
And I know it's frustration, but it just seems like every single week with Selena. Last week she was so upset because Star and Sky didn't get into the creative dance or whatever. They do. They dance really, really, really soft. I'm surprised they're even on the team, to be honest. I'm not hating on them that hard, but I just feel like they don't look like they want to be there.
They're really passive and nonchalant. It seems like it seems more of a thing that maybe Selena put on them. I want you to be like your older sister, you know. And if I'm wrong and if we're wrong, you know, let us know. But at the same time, that's just that's what we perceive because that's what they're giving off. I will say that I'm really proud of Sanjay. I mean, moving forward, like you said, we saw her going to visit what school was it?
Xavier. In New Orleans. Woo! New Orleans again.
Hey, New Orleans. Okay, I thought that was just really, really cool just to see a different side of the young ladies here because, of course, we're always seeing them on the you know, in the competitions and at home and everything like that. But just to see a different side and what they're pursuing, it just made me feel proud. You know what I mean? It
really did. And most importantly, it made me feel really proud that she had both parents there. And that they traveled down there and that she wants to do something outside of dancing. Dancing's gonna always be there. You can dance your behind off every Friday night. You can be a doctor and a dancer. Why not? You can do whatever you want to do. And I just admire that with Sanjay because she's not like, well, I have to dance because I've been dancing my whole life. If you have another dream, go for it. And that's for anyone out there. We have here at AfterBuzz, we do so many other things outside of here. So we all have so many dreams. So if you guys have so many dreams, go for them. If you have more than one, no one said you have to do one thing ever in life. You could do 9,000 things and be perfect at them. So yeah, I was really happy to see with Sanjay, and congratulations. Hopefully you got into the school.
Yeah, hopefully so.
But she wants to work with kids and she wants to do pre-med and be a pediatrician.
That's so beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and she handled herself really well while she was touring and meeting everyone. So, you know, props to you, Sanjay. I was really proud to see that.
The only thing I had a problem with is it made me think about I've almost been 10 years graduated from high school, going to colleges and viewing and like thinking and nervous and like, I'm an adult, I'm 18 and I hate my parents. Like just all of those memories came back to my head and I was like, this is so weird that it's almost been 10 years.
Really? Well, girl, well.
Well, I'm not about to put you you ain't
we still young though, everybody.
Right.
We still young. Own it. That's what I say. Own it.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm owning it. It was just like a little reality check. Like, man, I was just there 10 years ago.
I love everything about my life. Let me just tell you something.
Too.
Let me just tell you, ladies, what you have to look forward to.
Tell us.
Because I never really look back. I do look back and think about like good times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have zero regrets.
Amen.
Because everything has led me to something, a stepping stone to something that is currently going on right now in my life. And I absolutely love it. So what you said was, whatever it is that you want to do in life, you can do however many things that you want to do, and you could be perfect at them all. I completely agree with that. I completely agree that you can create your own destiny, and that is, for the most part, this is not about me. I don't know how I turned this back on to me, but I'm just saying.
No, because people need to hear this, and you and I talk about this like outside of AfterBuzz. This is a conversation that you and I have had, and so it's just kind of like, let it flow, girl. Someone needs to hear it.
I hope you guys hear it, and I hope that you receive it, because but I'm glad that we're talking about this, because it's to say, start now. Like, ladies, start now and really start determining what your life is going to be. You can plan it and make goals, and you can claim what it's going to be. So back to Sanjay. I mean, she says that she wants to be a pediatrician. Good for you. Like, go for it right now. She's still so young. She's a senior. What does that make her? 17?
Yeah, like 17, yeah.
Yeah, so 17 years old. I'm like, goodness, girl, like, go out and get it.
I know.
Yeah, and Kayla, like, all of you girls, just go out there and get it. And if you're fans of the show, and like you're vicariously living through, the girls on this show, I think that's wonderful. But you go out and you do it too. There's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing.
Amen. I see a lot of comments to like them, or like you're my biggest inspiration. I wish. Don't wish. Don't wish. You can always wish, but wish is not going to get you where you want to go unless you do it. If you don't apply yourself, then no one else is going to believe in you, and you have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Amen. So that's our little PSA
I know.
for that. Yes. And to go back, I don't regret anything either. It's just so weird to think that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I get it.
Now it's like to think of her life, and then me 10 years from, and you know how everyone always says, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? And I'm exactly 10 years from where she is right now. And it's just like, I mean, I'm not a dancer, but just to think of your progression from 10 years and how much you've learned.
Yes.
And how much you've made mistakes and bumped your head and learned from them, and just everything. And sometimes you decide, maybe she may not want to be a pediatrician. She may want to become like a marine biologist or something. You never know. But just try.
You know what I really would like to know?
What?
How much they will appreciate Miss Diana in 10 years.
They are going to love her. I always think about my like inspirational people that really helped me. Like, I was looking at a journal that I had like from, I was like in 4th grade or 5th grade, and I was like, my favorite singer is Brandy, which is still true. I want to be an actress, and I don't want to be an actress now, but I stayed down that path of wanting to be an actress until I was probably right outside of high school. I knew I didn't want to be an actress anymore. I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. And so I was like, it's still kind of acting, because you're on camera, you're laughing, you're joking, you have to put on a smiling face even when you don't feel good. And so I was like, hey, I love talking, I love telling people the news, I want to do that. But I never gave up on acting, and I never said, hey, I hate acting now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's funny just to see where and see who has helped you become who you want to be. Because I love my acting coaches, and who would I be today without them? You know, and I think about certain things that they've told me, and if I never wanted to do that, I never would be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so, that's so cool. Yeah. That's really cool. And same here. I mean,
what did you want to be?
I knew I was going to be in fashion. Somehow, some way. And then a big part of my career has been fashion. So I'm grateful for that. And fashion has led me into this, what I'm doing now, and journalism and broadcasting and all that stuff. I mean, it's a wonderful journey that I've been on. But it is interesting, because the way that I am now is because of certain people who were in my life. You know, I had a cheerleading coach who was like also my English teacher, but she was really, 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 really strict, really hard on us and everything like that. And she was about her business, similar to Miss Diana. And so but now as a woman, I'm like, Miss Hall, thank you, Miss Hall. Like, I just got to give her a shout out all the time and go visit her when I can and just tell her how she's affected my life. And so similarly, all these girls here, you know, they go through their crying moments and they may go through their, like, you know, I know she's not talking to me, you know, kind of moments or whatever. But I almost guarantee that they will feel so much love for her and so much respect for her in 10 years, if not less.
I think it's even more than she'll ever know, too. I don't think she expects that, because I think she is coming in there wanting to really love these, or not wanting, she loves these girls and she wants the best for them. Just like when our parents yell at us, like when we always say, like, why are you yelling at us? You don't love me. And it's not like, it's because I love you is why I'm yelling at you. It's because I love you is why I'm not letting you do stance this week. You're sitting out because you don't have it. And I love you enough to not let you get up there and be a fool of yourself or make our family upset, because they are a family. They're there every single day, all week, and then they have a competition. Then the next week it's a new dance, a new dance, a new dance, new pom-pom, new costume, new makeup. It's a lot.
So then it makes you think, okay, if she's coming from that place of like love and almost like a maternal type of love, how come the parents who have hit that 10-year mark or, you know, 15, 20-year mark or whatever, how come they don't understand exactly what Miss Diana is talking about?
Because you know why? They still see these little girls, or these girls, as babies.
They're babies.
So they're like, you're not going to hurt my baby. You better put my baby in the front. My grandma's like that too. Like, I could do no wrong. I could kill somebody, which I would never do. But she'd be like, she didn't do it. And she could have watched
What's up, Grandma? I like that. I like Grandma.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh my gosh. But I get it. I get the sides of Selena, but she needs to tone it down.
Yes. And then, you know what? I really would like to know what you guys, what you AfterBuzzers think about that. You know, what you think about the fact that Selena's all up in Miss Diana's mix about putting Sanjay in the creative dance and
or wanting her to do a senior solo.
Yeah. Like, tell us, what do you think about that?
Yeah. And also give us 5 stars. Let us know what you think. We love you. Thank you. Also, okay, so let's get into the competition. Okay.
Yay.
So it was really cute, which I haven't seen, which I was surprised that the girls are doing the creative dance in a doll box.
That was so cute.
Super cute idea, right?
But I wish they would have stayed in the box a little bit longer. I mean, don't bring the box out as a package. You know, let it be like a kind of moment.
Work the box.
Let them vogue it up in there. Something, you know. Yeah, but they bust out of there way too quick.
Right. And I feel like the box should have been more like, I don't know, more animated and more like boom, boom, like just bring it. You know, it's creative. And because you are only bringing 5 strong girls, make it awesome. Just kill it. You know?
Every moment, make it count.
Right. Yep. But I do agree the dance was very, very well like executed. The girls were exactly on point. Like tip-toe, everything was like perfect.
I loved it. And their facial expressions, everything from the very beginning, I noticed it. So, you know, I think they did a great job.
They really did a good job. And then, so they did their dance and then they did it against the Dazzling Divas, who did a good job, as well as the Pearls of Perfection, who were so seamless on their performance. They just were so fluid and they just seemed perfect. Like they must have practiced it 1,000 times until they were just literally in sync with each other.
And they probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I were the dancing dolls, in all honesty, like I know that they are the bomb and I know that they have a million wins under their belt, but I would still do all that research. Like you hear these other teams doing, and we hear about them every episode. I would still do a ton of different research and always be teachable, always be trainable, coachable, because you know you've never hit the top. You could always be knocked off of that box. So I'm just saying, like, you know how we see, remember and I can't even remember the team's name, forgive me, but when they were exercising beforehand,
YCDCT, the Miami team with the coach with the
yes. Okay, so you remember how like that's something that we were talking about, like maybe you can implement some of the exercises before you start your rehearsals or whatever. So different things to make them more, you know, in sync and on point and just and then teamwork. Because I remember being in drill team. Sorry, again, not to make it all about me, but I'm just saying maybe they could get something from what I'm saying.
It's relatable.
Yes, when I was in drill team, we would have to, like, we couldn't even look forward. Like in our rehearsals were spent, like if we were lifting our knees or if we were walking, we had to look at each other. And if we were looking ahead, we got in trouble because that's how important. So on the day of course, you looked ahead and everything. But by that time, you're so in sync with everybody because you've been watching, like, you know feet. How, you know, the movement, you know, you spend that much time with everybody. So I'm just saying. That's
true. That's a good pointer. Because you have to know who you're working with. You have to know your team. You have to know how their body moves, how your body movement. Not everyone's going to be exactly the same, but you got to get it as close as to that. Yeah. So to go on what you said, we saw exactly that happen last week. The girls did not go home with anything. And it literally, that was
heartbreaking.
I was crying like somebody just like, I don't know, like someone died. I literally felt like, oh my gosh, my team, who are they right now? Like, you guys didn't go home with anything. And the creative dance was horrible. It was just like disgusting.
What do you think went wrong?
Miss Diana. I think that goes on to her.
Okay.
I think she tried to do too many things. Each and every girl on their confessional or their one-on-one, they kept saying, it's so many things going on. And so I think in her head, it was a different way than it was executed. And it sounded good in her head with the straight jackets and all that, but it didn't go well.
But okay, so to the point that we were making earlier, I think that it would behoove her if she started pulling some of the other girls, you know, and then trying to like stop trying to use all the same girls for all the different dances and competitions that you're going to have. Like utilize everybody and, you know, to their best strengths.
Yeah, because someone else may surprise you.
Yep.
And then you may be like, hey, they're perfect for that. Kayla could sit out. She won't pull a hamstring.
Exactly.
She'll be fine.
Yep.
So that showed us exactly last week. You can't win them all, but you have to bring your A game. You have Miss Diana. That's the only time I saw that she wasn't all the way there. But you know what? We all have our days, and we're not perfect. And so, you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
So we get into the stand battle. The girls brought it hard.
Yeah.
All of them did. All the teams did, actually. They did a great job.
Yep.
And I was very proud of Kayla for getting up there outside of all the things that were against her this week to get up there and kill it. And we also forget, too, Kayla's a senior, too. So she has a lot on her plate.
She sure does,
And stress. Your body always is the first reaction when you're stressed out to go out. And so she may be stressed, she may be tired, and her muscles and all that. She got out there and acted like nothing happened.
Yeah, she killed it.
Yeah, she did a great job. So that was awesome. So we did see with the Dazzling Divas that they tried to throw a stance at us. Well, we did the same thing. We did their like, what was it? Their little move that Miss Diana said that is like they're throwing back like,
Yeah. I don't know if there was a name. Right.
This week we did that, and then the Dazzling Divas put a doll in a box. Ironically,
isn't that funny?
But the doll had on a tutu. Miss Diana's like, my girls don't do tutus. No. And then and then they undressed the doll to become a Dazzling Diva, which was like, okay, cute, whatever, bye. You tried it. So we get into the final, and we see that we won second for creative.
I know. That was like boo.
It was boo, but which is weird. Well, it was only against, I forgot, Dazzling Divas didn't perform in that competition. So it was against the Pearls of Perfection. They won.
Yes, they won.
Which was fine, whatever.
Yeah, and maybe because the dancing dolls aren't really known for that whole
creative.
Like that's not what their strong point is. Right. You know, they usually win in the stands.
Right, yeah. That's the main thing. So, Cameron, you didn't have to be the captain this week, but you tried. But Kayla got out there, and we won first.
Yes.
So, DD4L. Yep. So, perfect. So, I don't have any news and gossip. Do you?
No, not today.
I really don't. Do you have... The girls are still on their tour. They're still doing... a lot of cities, actually more cities now, and so you guys can check it out like we've been telling you guys every week if you want to be involved with the dolls, do like the dolls and go to one of their camps and dance with them. Oh, Miss Diana was just in South Africa. They released Bring It in South Africa now.
That is cool.
It'll be in a couple of months, or it's coming soon. But she went out there to do the promotion for it, and so I was following her on Instagram. You look like you had a great time, and
that's amazing.
That's a blessing, you know, to think like to go from working hard and teaching these girls how to dance every day, then getting your own show, and then going to South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, she's using her platform to spread the news and to make it better.
Right.
And to, I mean, I love that. I love it.
It's nothing like the feeling of being right where you know you're supposed to be right now, like where God has you. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be, because all these blessings are coming to her, and she's traveling a lot and doing like a lot of different like appearances and on different shows and doing. So I'm really happy because it's putting Mississippi on the map, like I say every week. I love you, Mississippi. And it's just like,
she really does.
I really do. And it's just, I don't know, it's just happy. It's good, and I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm happy.
I'm happy too. Are you happy, Marissa?
Always
happy. Good. Well, since this was such a happy week, we just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to another amazing after show. Thank you for bringing such peace and positivity, Robin.
Yes, thank you
English. For just always being here and being awesome.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for being so loyal and loving us every single week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys go on iTunes, give us 5 stars, subscribe to our channel, tell us what you guys think. It has been an awesome week back with you guys. You guys can always find me on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
And you can find me at Robin Ayers, Ayers.
And we will see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.